You know, there's an old proverb, yeah, for the hula people that says, "AohePauKaIke iloko o ka halau ho'okahi." That not all knowledge is in one school. That Olelo no Eao says, respect the knowledge that was taught to you. And as you respect that knowledge, respect the knowledge of other schools. Some people interpret it as, learn from as many teachers as you can. That's not the way I was taught. I was handed from teacher to teacher within a hula family, which is very different from jumping from one halau to another halau to another halau.
ON says to me is to be open, to keep your mind open, to continuously welcome new thought. It doesn't mean you have to accept it. That's important. It doesn't mean you have to accept it, but to at least know that it's there. I think of it as if I was the original teacher, if I was the OT or OKH, the original kumahula, I would hope that you would give me the respect of asking before you take off. I think that's why it's so easy to hop, because people don't honor that.
So sometimes I get really irritated because they're just entitled. They're drive-through. You cannot manipulate Olelo no Eao to work for your benefit. That's not Hawaiian in concept. I'm sorry. The old way, if we're talking traditional and culturally correct, your kumu is supposed to send you, not you go. Nowadays, you know, kumu, haumana will come up to you and say, "Oh, kumu, I heard this song on the radio. Can we learn this?" No, you may not. And that's not Hawaiian. You don't tell your kumu, "I want to learn this. I want this, I want that." No, it's for your kumu to tell you. And now we have this drive-through generation. We just want to pull up, order number 6, and boom, we're gone. And then when that's called, go to the next place. Your kahua, it's never really planted. You have no roots. You don't, because you just, you know, as my grandma would say, everybody thinks I came up with the phrase. I didn't come up with this phrase. Manamanchi. That's all they want to do is manamanch. Take here, take here, take here, take here, and then boom, all of a sudden they're the expert.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, and it is true, not all knowledge is found in one halau. However, with that said, if you are my student, paukaike ka halau ho'okahi, I feed you what I think that you can be fed. Then I will go to another kumuhula, kumu to kumu, and say, I have a student and I cannot fill these gaps. Can you fill this gap? Fill these gaps for me. People are starting to hide behind that particular Olelo no Eao and utilizing that thought process to make it all about them. I have a lot of people who message me in the back and they want to learn this and they want to learn that. And most of them are students of other halau. And I get all irritated, I get all irritated because, you know, that's not your place to ask. Yeah, it's your kumu's place to ask. And so I shut them down right away. That's not proper protocol.
And this AohePauKaIke ka halau ho'okahi, being mindful of really what the source is. And what's your intention?
Yeah.
What is your intention? We come back to that all the time. What is so-and-so's intention? We come back to the student. Well, you're here. What is your intention? We're not about the halau hoppers. And you can't really control what other people do. However, I think that I feel that what my sister said in our lives are great examples of AohePauKaIke ma ka halau ho'okahi.
And then I think as the kumu, I realize now that we're going to get to a point where we have given everything we can give to the student. And certain students are okay, that's all they want to do.
Yeah.
They will just stay right there and they're happy and they're content because that's their intention, that's their purpose. And then there are going to be students that want more and want to go beyond a level that maybe we aren't comfortable going. And then that's when, again, we do explain the protocol of asking for permission. especially being with a new halau, there are many haumana that have come from other halau. And in our first family meeting, the first thing that came out of our mouths was this: if you belong to another halau currently, you must go and ask permission from your kumu before you come into this halau.
And also, what is your intention in coming here?
Why
Why are you here? If you have a hula family,
why are you having
why
to
are
seek
you
another
seeking
halau?
another halau?
I think people look at it as, well, you know what? I've been with Chinky for 10 years and I've learned everything that I can. So I cannot learn anymore. So I'm going to go with another kumu. Yeah. And I'm going to say that because I can. Yeah. And so now they jump ship and they go to another kumu, and then they go to another kumu because they're thinking that not all knowledge is over here. So I want to go get the knowledge from this one and this one and this one. And they become halau hoppers.
If you are a student who wants to learn hula, you're going to a kumu hula to teach you, but in actuality, it's the kumu hula who ends up choosing you to teach. So it's a give and take situation.
That's all. Be true to yourself. Be true to your kumu. Be true to the tradition that you come from. Yeah.
You watch a person start at age 3 and grow up within your hula. And I know my mother had gone through a lot of heartbreak, and I felt that heartbreak with her. To have those very students go and become kumu hula with someone else.
So, AohePauKaIke halau ho'okahi. Simply put, okay, we know that it's translated as not all knowledge is taught in one school. Correct. But when you are satisfied and when you know that what you're getting and the knowledge you're getting in your school is going to suffice, and you're going to be sustained by that ike and that and the things that are given to you, you can still build on it on your own. You know, you can you are given the opportunity, because Kumu would always say, your kuleana is to become smarter than me, you know, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I gotta go to somebody else's hale and drain them of their mana.
If they studied with one kumu, then you would see the influence. But if they didn't, then you would see something else. It's their own interpretation of it.
So to me, it's kind of like saying, I can learn things in my family, but they don't have enough for me. I have to go to another family. Maybe that's not correct. You're just not ready for maybe what your family needs to teach you. In a halau, every kumuhula knows that each student needs particular things to learn. And it is not at the student's time that it is given, but as the kumu sees is your right time to learn. So does that mean that you can learn from other halau hula? Most definitely, because there are different traditions carried forward from different kumu hula. But in my day, the kumu talked to the kumu and made sure that it was all right. Even to this day, when I open new classes, I always ask students, have you had hula before? And if they say yes, I ask them, when was the last time you had hula? And if they just left another kumu hula, I tell them, you go back and you get a good separation from that kumu hula, because I will not take you if you have not done that. In my opinion, one student is not worth bad relationship between kumu hula.